Make not what they want to hear, make what you think they need to hear. Trust how you feel, you know what I mean? You're an artist, we're in the feelings business. I'm Alex Wiley, and I'm a music maker. A good friend of mine, Kimbe X, kind of started rapping. That was just my basically high school dropout buddy. When I was 16, I only knew like 2 or 3 people that would also not be in school that I was friends with. So we were just hanging out a lot. Our other friend got him studio sessions like at his cousin's place in some other weird suburb of Chicago. I was just in this house where I was playing video games, but other people were rapping and stuff. So we started making things like just sort of like joke songs and like stupid songs. This was like sort of like our future era, like, you know, that type of shit. And it was just kind of fun. And we started posting some songs on like Facebook just because we were making these stupid rap songs. And it was just funny that I was even doing it because, you know, I was like 16, 17. I had already established, you know, my friend group, and people knew me as just being a person that did not rap. Also, you know, grew up with Chance the Rapper, so like when I started rapping, he wasn't always Chance the Rapper. He was just like Chance to me. When I started rapping, we were just already friends, so we started collaborating like fairly early on, and I feel like all that sort of like turned it into something that was like actually more of a thing, and that's like the whole long, you know, story of it. I'm from Chicago, a South Side neighborhood called Hyde Park. I think Chicago in particular has a lot of like just culture and soul to it that's very unique to that city. Like that city's Southern influence and like Eastern influence and just some of the things that are just truly unique to Chicago. And like when you really dive into it, there's a lot to dive into. So Chicago's dope. Musical influences, Thom Yorke, James Blake, Frank Ocean, Kanye West. Not even necessarily musically so much, but just being like a whole fucking creative force. And then just like artistically, I like Mark Rothko a lot as a painter and just sort of like a master of color. Salvador Dali, damn, I'm about to maybe say his name wrong. Antoni Gaudí, a Spanish architect, sort of precursor to Salvador Dali, almost like the Salvador Dali of buildings, in my opinion. All that type of stuff. And when you get into the weirdness of it, of trying to make something that sounds like the way that looks and try to make it feel the same, like it's interesting, it's fun, it's cool. I don't know, mad people, like everybody, dude. Everybody inspires everybody, bro. Man, the past couple years, I be in bed getting my bars off. And it's not like the most hip hop situation, but it's, I be really extremely cozy. Step 1, get as cozy as humanly possible. If you have a Snuggie, put 2 of them on. If you got some tea, let that sit. Don't burn your tongue. You're gonna need it for these raps. My songwriting process, I'm a big fan of the punch cut method. I don't really write raps anymore, where you just kind of record a little bit at a time, you know what I'm saying? I like that. Where I get inspired, cooking a lot of the time. Quesadillas have inspired my raps directly. Like not even in an abstract way, like a very direct inspo. I damn near ripped off the idea for quesadillas in a verse yesterday. This is one of the things that I did get from Kanye. No, maybe Lil Wayne. Somebody, one of the two, they both said variations of this, that like everything they've put out was like 80 to 90% finished in their mind. When I'm trying to be hella active, I do prioritize like putting stuff out over constant tinkering. A lot of the times, I'll just be frustrated with myself that I haven't released music in X amount of time and be like, fuck that, I don't care what condition it's in, I'm putting it out. And then knowing that I have some sort of little self-imposed deadline, I'll get it as close as I can to the exact way that I envisioned it, and I'll put it out. My favorite lyric, I once said in a song, FUBU jumpsuit with the felines to match 'em. Run up in your crib, find your CDs, and scratch 'em.
28's on the Civic, niggas hate how we live in plenty place, plenty shrimp. FUBU jumpsuit with the felines to match 'em. Run up in your crib, find your CDs, and scratch 'em.
That's not a mature lyric of mine, like I wouldn't say that now. As someone that was newly rapping, listening to my own stuff, objectively, I was like, this guy's got something. I've said things, I got bars. I'm gonna go with the funny lyric. There's a bunch I could use. Been at this for a while. I've said probably too much, you know, in my raps. So there's volumes of info. It's a repository of swag. To me, success is like continuously like trying to explore musically while still maintaining my roots of like underground lyrical hip hop, but all of the cool sonic exploration that's possible as like an offshoot from that. I want to continue to explore that. I want to continue to like be someone in that space, you know, like from a vanity standpoint. I want my peers, the people that I respect, to also have at least respect for the effort that I put in. Even if you could care less about the music, just know that like where it's even coming from, having respect for where that even comes from. I think feeling like I participated in a community that was meaningful to me, I think that is that's success to me. The biggest challenge in my whole journey so far has been when you really take that leap into like doing it professionally, like doing it for your livelihood, is that balance between who you are as just a pure artistic being versus what you need to be as the proprietor of a business. Those two things sometimes have like kind of conflicting skill sets. And you know, when you're like a one-person business in that way, where you have to be everything for it, it's tough. With unlimited budget, my dream project would be curating a new planet. You know, color schemes to like the way plants grow, you know what I mean? Gravity's way lighter and the ground is like somehow easier on your joints, where you can really just like kind of like jump mad distances. Like honestly, when you go for a run, you'll be hitting like moped level speeds. There'll be no need for cars. Like you'll just sort of jog far places away. We're not even leaving because Earth is like in danger. We're just balling so hard down here that we're just gonna go party up there as well. More realistic, you know, more earthly, maybe like a raw ass TV show or something, like Samuel L. Jackson and the Keith Stanfield. Samuel L. is his grandfather. They do some sort of action thing, I don't know. And then it's scored by various very cool people. I never showed any of my family members my music. They just like, when it hit the internet, they just were like, this shit is public now. So on some positive shit, like ASAP Mob being at a SOB's show I was performing at, Yams telling me that they like my music and shit, and like letting me drink Hennessy out of his bottle, which to me felt very like, I was like, wow, you know, I'm drinking his Hennessy. Worst advice, doing what you think people want to hear musically. People don't know what they want. What people want is something they didn't even know was possible. So you don't know what you want, you gotta be shown something you didn't even know about. When people try to make music because they're like, oh, this is what's hot right now, or like, this is what people like, I mean, okay, but like, what are we here to do? You know what I mean? Are you trying to catch a hit this summer, or are you trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to be here. Make not what they want to hear, make what you think they need to hear. Shit. Let's say you're gonna make some music and it doesn't pop off right away. Would you rather be not poppin', making music that you think is really dope and meaningful, or not poppin' while also making music you don't even really believe in? It's like, they don't like it, you don't like it, nobody likes it. Make something that you like first, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know, maybe the rest will come, I don't know, but that's what I would say. Best advice, trust yourself, trust how you feel, trust that, you know what I mean? A lot of people will, especially on some weird industry shit, make you feel as though your gut feeling is wrong because you just don't know how this works. Like, fuck how this works then, you know what I mean? Trust how you feel, you know what I mean? You're an artist, we're in the feelings business, you know what I'm saying? I dropped out of high school so early, and I used to always make this joke, like, Lord knows what I'd be doing if it wasn't for music. What do I know how to do really? Like, with my hands. I don't know how to build anything. What would I be doing? Sandwich artist. I'd be a sandwich artist, really. If my job is get creative with sandwiches, are you fucking serious? Whatever the award is for that, I'll take 3 the next multiple years. No, real shit, honestly, this will be my trajectory right here. Start off, ground level, making sandwiches at a restaurant, right? One day I'd have an idea for a sandwich. I'd be like, yo, we should try this. I think it'll be a big seller. The owner of the sandwich shop, he's an old guy, and he sees himself in me. You know what I mean? He's like, you remind me of me back in the 40s when I opened this place. We try the sandwich, it's a hit. So much so that we're scaling, we're opening other chains, we're opening all around. One day the old man passes away, and I find out in his will, he left the whole thing. He's like, carry on this work. Take these sandwiches all around the world and beyond. So that would be that. Sandwiches, but I would really like try to disrupt that industry. How about this? The filling is on the outside. You got turkey, the bread's in the middle. It's turkey wrapped bread. You feel me? This is two-part answer, same artist though. First concert I think I ever went to was Kanye West at the Indiana State Fair, and I think I was like 11. This was right after he dropped his second album. His performance was way too dope for where we were too. Like, it was the Indiana State Fair, and he was there with like a 12-piece orchestra and like really Kanyeing it out, and mad people were there with like corn dogs and shit. Like, whoa. A few years later, I'm a freshman in high school, the Glow in the Dark tour. It was Kanye West, Rihanna, Lupe Fiasco, and NERD with Pharrell. That was the lineup for the show, and I walked to that from my high school on a Friday after school, and it was so lit. It was so beyond lit. And like, yeah, just the whole show was insane. It was like very theatrical. It was like a play. I learned things I wasn't even really able to implement because like he was operating at a scale, but it was just like, it wasn't even so much that I learned for my own implementation's sake, rather than I learned and just was inspired by what I learned. I was just like, damn, wow, you know? It was just hella like, you know, wow. I'm like fake decent at tennis. Like, if you're actually good at tennis, you'll know that I'm not that good at tennis. But if you don't play tennis, you think I'm the truth. And that's the sweet spot I like to exist in. Same thing with chess. I'm not actually good at chess, but I'll beat somebody that's worse than me. You know what I mean? So I like chess, I like tennis, I like cooking things. I'm getting a little bit older, like the shit that really gets me going is so like mundane, you feel me? Like, I got like a new plate set the other day and was legitimately lit about it. And I make a lot of beats. Like, as a rapper, my actual like rhythm for just kind of decompressing after the day, I'll start making some little beats or something, fucking around with some drum loops or some little chords or something. Like, making music in a way that is in no way meant to be like monetized or released is a very therapeutic thing, where you can separate the idea of like, I'm going to one day have to finish this and put it out and make album art, and you know, why? Who said that you had to do that? Yo, deadass though, last thing, making sandwiches. Really, like, sometimes, and this is, I swear to God, spending too much time making a sandwich is one of the things that reminds me I'm just fully alive. I am able to do things that my ancestors couldn't have even imagined. I go into my fridge, I'm getting products from all over the world. They're all in one man's fridge. I don't know, man, there's something about creativity that's possible with these sandwiches, yo. Am I gonna toast it up? If so, am I gonna do like a panini press sort of a thing? Some sandwiches are just straight up better cold, it's true. I like when things are greater than the sum of their parts, meaning on surface level, it's a couple pieces of bread, it's, you know, some little turkey or whatever, but when you really put it together the right way, it becomes so much more than that, in a way that I think is a beautiful metaphor for a lot of the things we're trying to do. We're just trying to take raw materials and turn it into something fire. To me, sandwiches are a beautiful microcosm of that. Take it easy, do it because it's fun. Whatever it is you're doing, because there are certain things that we have to do, try to find what about it is interesting to you and really lean into that. Wanting to do well or be successful or whatever just because it's like a reflection of the potential I feel inside of myself, not because of like external pressures or even like external rewards. You know what I'm saying? I really want to have a sandwich named after me or some sort of meal. You know when you go to a diner and they got like the whoever sandwich? I want one of those, dude. I really want one because I'm so passionate about sandwiches. It's some ego for sure, like obviously, but I really walk the walk, dude. You know what I mean? I've put in 10,000 hours on sandwiches, no doubt about it.